for 2.5 hours. Oh my god, the new achievement menu. I forgot about this. Holy shit. It's so much better. Oh, it's juicy. Alright. We're finally back. Oh, that was rough. That was so annoying. But we're going to continue right now. What I need to check is Monk. $73. Okay. Okay, let's continue questing. Whew. Right, let us split up and make inquiries in town. Kirby, the pier is yours. Once we learn what we can, we regroup by the ether, off-putting through the mere sight of it may be. Off-putting though. Gain information. What I wanted to check was world map. East Club, so this is where Thavnair is. That makes sense now. Alright. Crate of fruit? The crate is laden with fruits, but they are on the verge of spoiling, as if they have been left too long. Well now, if it isn't a traveller, you're a rare sight in these unsettled times. People have been giving us a wide berth since that accursed tower suddenly appeared on Norunair. If it just stood there and loomed ominously, perhaps things could be fine after a fashion. It had to spawn fell fiends as well. We still have our lives thanks to the Radiant host, but business is good as dead. What will become of us? Only the gods know. Gazing out from the pier, you spied boats moored off nearby isles, with the silhouettes of larger seafaring vessels farther away. Compared to other ports you have visited in the past, there appears to be very little activity. Huh, on a trading port? Interesting. What am I doing? Oh, recording my sales. I still do a daily edit habit, though I don't know why I bother. Hardly sell anything these days. Business has never been this terrible, but I suppose things could be better. Things could be even worse. I could have a consortium to keep afloat, like Halzal. I don't envy his position. Better to be alone with my little operation, I've come to realize. You're a traveller by the looks of you. If you have a moment, perhaps you could pay Halzal a visit. He'd be glad for tidings from abroad. Like as not, you'll find him at the Sol Wind Sails, the harbour guild building across the water from here. That was insane. The Damascans aren't coming? But we already have everything they ordered. What are we supposed to do with it? I don't know, but yelling isn't going to help. All I know is that their plans have changed, and that's that. Look, you must have known this might happen. The Empire is at war with itself, and the provinces are in chaos. And then there's the tower sitting on our doorstep spitting out monstrosities. The city has its defenses, but we've been afforded no protection out here. We can't blame foreigners for not wanting to take the risk. But this will be an enormous loss. Alright. Forget about the Damascans. Surely some ships are still coming. We have fresh produce, handcrafts, medicines, all the perennial Hannish favourites. Our consortium works closely with merchants and artisans to supply only the finest wares. Quality is guaranteed. I know all these things, Calvar. I do. Which is why I regret to say I have nothing for you. All voyages have been cancelled or indefinitely postponed. And you are? Wait, you're a foreigner, are you not? A merchant? Please tell me you're a merchant. Nope. I see. That's a shame. I'm sorry, but we're discussing important matters. If you need something, please talk to one of the others. Excuse me. But my name's Matsuya, and I'm here to see Karzal. It seems he's busy. I'll come back later then. No. Where's he at? Yes, can I help you? I remember seeing you back in the guild. You wanted to speak with Karzal too, did you? I'm Martian, a fisherman of Archeali, a nearby village. I sell my catch to Karzal, who offers to foreign merchants, but he hasn't bought anything for a while now. When I heard that the consortium had been struggling, I became worried and decided to come and see him. But as soon as he's free anyway, he's a hard-working man, and I dare not disturb him. If I may ask, what is it that you do? An adventurer, you say, and you travel the world helping people? Then that must be great at dealing with strangers. Please, won't you teach me to be like you? You see, I've brought some fresh fish with me, the portion I couldn't preserve, and I want to sell them. Problem is, I'm terrible with people. I've only ever dealt with Karzal, and I can't talk to customers without getting my trunk in a twist. So please, as silly as it might sound, will you not peddle the fish in my stead and show me how it's done? If you're willing, please let me know and we can begin at once. Events of color cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder. No, we go. You do it then. Show me how to deal with customers. I'm in your debt. Right, please, try peddling my fish to, shall we say, 3 people here in Yelikbad. I will observe you and learn. Martia is now accompanying you. Keep at your side in order. Yep. You can leave Martia behind by entering a different area. Putting too much. Yep. Alright, let's try. Meruna. Yes? Fish, I go fish here. Fresh fish straight from the sea's bosom to your mouth. Greetings, friend. How fare you, I'm sure you brought some fish, very fresh, but it isn't grow in the sun. I don't need any fish right now, so thanks, but no thanks. Fuck. Okay. Could try sell some more fish. A hawker, are you? Do you sell fruit by any chance? If so, I want to buy some armor. Let's say it doesn't. They don't need to be export quality. Armor shamra. Damn it. Just buy my fish, man. Come on, man. Just buy my fish. Bazama. What is it, if you don't mind? I'm rather busy. Oh god, my stomach. Oh. Ether sickness? No, nothing so unusual. Yeah, I'm in my hurry to get back to work. I just ate a little too quickly. Try this one. I stopped buying supplies. For that I need to earn coins so I can buy food, medicine, what have you. Well, fish wouldn't be bad, but I don't want to go through the hassle of preserving myself. I'd rather buy stuff that's ready to store, so I'm afraid I have to pass on your fish. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be getting back to work. Damn it. Oh, I just fucked that up. Man. Thank you so much for showing me how to talk to customers. Though you didn't manage to sell any fish in the end, but the way you fiercely approached strangers gave me much courage. When I peddle my wares, I'll remember your example and endeavour to be fearless too. Still, there's only so much I can do alone. I hope that things will return to normal for Kazal soon. I thought I heard a familiar voice, and who should it be but Matsuya? Kazal, have you finished your business at the guild? So you were in there too. Forgive me. Try as I might, I can't find any buyers. With no ships coming in and hardly going out, there simply aren't any options. At this rate... So you can't buy fish anymore? I'm sorry, Matsuya. I truly am, but for now you must peddle your own goods. But by myself, I can't. I want to help you. I do, but as it stands, I can barely help myself. I poured my all into the consortium, and I'll be damned if I let it fall apart. I have friends and families depending on me, and I won't fail them. The sisters as my witness. Kazal. Not to worry. Using what I've learned from you, I'm sure I'll manage somehow. Well, I had best return to my village, but thanks again, and please take care on the road. No! No! I'll buy your fish. I'll buy your fish. Let me buy your fish. I see you've been busy. Managed to learn a tidbit or two, I trust. I see. We also heard that the tower is affecting many locals' livelihoods, but to think it would be to such an extent. For another notable, if not wholly unexpected discovery, disappearances and kidnappings are disturbingly commonplace. As before, the culprits are almost certainly tempered Imperial soldiers, and as before, they mean to use the faith of their hapless thralls to call forth a lunar primal. Business as usual for the Thavnair. Oh, I should check my stats actually. Correct, defense, yeah, HP, nerfed to 31,000. That Machiavelli you were helping, he's an Arc-Storer, is he not? Apparently it's almost exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be travelling alone? No! If summoning is this perpetrator's aim, it doth stand to reason that Arc-Storer would be their primary targets. But 'tis the faith of their ancestors which prevaileth in this land, and many a devout adherent still. Would better go after him. Archiali lies to the west, as I recall. The same direction as Prowl's acquaintance, incidentally. It's settled then. Keep your eyes peeled while we make for the village. The current quest, I'm guessing. Yep. Why are there Matanga everywhere? Has this town fallen? Ah, your face. It is known to me. You are the warrior who fought for the mole and the Nadan. I'm Ogle of the Kartian. It was your bravery and skill which inspired me to embark upon my own hero's journey. Yet now I have foolishly blundered into a den of Matanga. Why do these others walk without fear? Do they not care if they're slaughtered? Matanga aren't like those on the Azim step. I do not doubt your word, but grandmother would always warn me. If you encounter Matanga, turn tail and flee, as fast and as far as you can. Her tails were awful and bloody, and so, now the very sight of them, the terrorizes unbidden. No, I cannot stay here. I must earn enough coin to buy passage from this nightmare island as soon as possible. I beg of you, stay at my side for a time, just until I meet with this Kansana person the sailors told me about. She is said to have work that pays a fair wage, so we'll see what she has for me. Okay. By the Dusk Mother, no one told me Kasana was Matanga. Could I ask you to speak with her in my stead? Welcome to Yedlikhmad, Traveller. I'm Kasana, and it is my job to assign the right work to the right workers. Might I have your name? Beep, bop, beep. Kirby, and Ogle, was it? Let me jot those down. Oh, grandmother, why did it have to be Matanga? Is your companion quite alright? Ah, an understandable reaction. The Gajasura tribe have done much to stain the reputation of our people. You are looking for work though, yes? Many have been forced to take what they can get since the troubles began, so I'm afraid all the simple jobs are gone. As for what's left, I only have tasks fit for seasoned fighters. Does that seem like something you could do? Fighting? I can fight. Lest you doubt, my skill is likened to that of the Dragonbane, the legendary Chartreuse herself. I'm not familiar with the name, but you sound formidable indeed. Why don't we start you out on escort duty then? A group of artisans is set off to harvest materials and ask that I send any prospective protectors their way should I happen to enlist any. What? They already set off? Is our duty not to escort them? There's to be a ritual dance performed in Kajaya's footsteps. They'll need incense and costumes for the dances and such. The entire thing was decided rather suddenly, so there was no time to waste. And these artisans you speak of, do they also include Matanga in their number? It was an Arcasadora who submitted the request. I hope that won't be a problem. Oh, not at all. I look forward to fainting at the feet of my most feared enemy. I cannot do this alone. Pray lend me the strength of the victor of Nadam, and half the reward for this task will be yours. The artisans didn't plan to venture far. Leave Yedelik Mard to the west, and you should come across your employer. Then that is where we shall meet. You will find me there, yes? Alright, I'm gonna up this 121 to the northeast. Hey! I'll pop the next one. 169 to the north. It's going to be up there, I'm guessing. Or it could be there. Either way. Ah, you must be of the latent escort, yes? Glad to have such courageous, is your companion not well? She seems a touch shaky. Of course, I should have thought of it before. I shall harvest the necessary ingredients while the artisan stays here. That way I have no need to fear him being harmed. Perfect. No, don't go. I must say this is less than ideal. My people are already scattered across the wilds, and I wanted someone to roam around and ensure they were safe from attack. Is your friend perhaps frightened by Arcasadora? I have met such travelers before. Well, no matter. If you could patrol the area as I asked, I must attend to my own harvesting. Oh god. I go, where are you going? You must think me foolish. I was so absorbed in my task that I failed to notice the ground shaking at their approach. Still, my injuries are light and my satchel is full thanks to you. I think I can make it back to town in time to meet the others. What happened? Did you slay the beast? That was a near thing too. Now that was a near thing. I took the first one by surprise, but the second, knowing my tongue stood on my back, my mind froze, my body refused to obey. Grandmother taught that we should let fear wash over us like water, but to my shame, I could not have failed him more thoroughly. Not to sound ungrateful, but why did you follow me? We were to patrol? Forgive me. I should have waited for orders instead of running off alone and putting lives in peril. Come, we should return to our employer. I want to be sure that the wounded man reaches safety. My colleague told me of his rescue. Although we had hoped for an escort from the start, imagine if he hadn't come at all. I've sent him and the others back to our workshop, so consider your duty with us complete. You have my thanks. As for your payment, that you can collect from Khan-san. Right, I suppose we should report to Khan-san. Right here. Ah, there you are. Your employer expressed satisfaction with your work. So congratulations on a job well done. As a response to the recent chaos, the upcoming ritual was hastily planned to say the least. As a consequence, the artisans have been hard-pressed to make everything ready. But when times are hard, the people of Thavnair rely on such traditions to renew their faith and bolster their hearts with the teachings of the divine. The death of an artisan would have thrown the whole thing into disarray, and thus your rescue was timely indeed. Please accept your payment, half each as agreed upon. Are you interested in further work? I may have something for you if so. Let's check what this quest is. Okay, no, not yet. I'll do that later, dude. You do not see much here nearby, but the elevated ground up ahead may provide a better vantage point. 245 to the northeast. I'm going to go check up here again, I might have missed it. Quests and 10 discovered. The puppy compassy. 34 yards to the east. Oh. No! Let me down. Oh man. Okay, we just have to go around. Also, shared fates. Ah, please. Bless. You do not see Marcia from here either. No, leave me alone. Help. Somebody help. Marcia's voice, and it came from the north. Woo! I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Marcia. Where do they go? Why are you here? I see you found him in time. You and your friends came to look for me? I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest, think about what to do about, well, everything. And then those men came. Kidnappers. Would heard that the Arcasadora were being targeted. Surely you have as well. Perhaps it's best if you took refuge in the city. We've considered it, me and the others, but fishing is all we know. The ocean is all we have. I see. That's your decision to make, but you should take care not to travel alone. A question, if I may. Tis our understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What canst thou tell us of these beings? Not much, I'm afraid. I have no idea what they are. I've heard that some bear an unsettling resemblance to our divinities. For that reason, some have taken to calling the tower Zot. House of Divinities in the old tongue, it means the first dungeon tower of Zot. There we go, baby! Let's go! But they're not true divinities. They're monstrous imitations that bring only death. To have one's faith so twisted is a grievous indignity, and full justified art thou in thine outrage. Know that 'tis for no other purpose but to neutralize the tower, that we have journeyed to this land. In time we may be forced to contend with these false gods, and thus we would learn all we may about them. Wilt thou not tell us of thy divinities and their true nature? You've come all this way to save us? Really? To think I had you peddling fish. But to answer your question, yes, of course, we would gladly tell you about our gods. We, I say, because I'm a terrible storyteller, and I'd ask my fellow villagers to do it. So please, come to our village. We're good, gods-fearing folk, all of us, and would be honoured to share our knowledge and fish. What sayest thou? Shall we pay a visit to Archiali? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do it. Wonderful. Just follow the road west and down the hill. You can't miss it. So 'tis simulacra of Thavnairian gods that are being summoned. If any doubt existed before, there can be none now. The kidnapped Harnish are imprisoned in the tower. I pray that we will be able to save them. Me too. Though indeed, saving them will mean confronting their false gods, like as not. Hey, as you said, we'll do well to study their religious traditions. To Archiali. My god. 204 young, some more. Let's go have a look. Ah, never mind. Oh, this place is so cool. Great work. Get the discovery points. Yep. And we'll head over to Archiali. Marcia. Welcome to Archiali, my friend. The name means wide beach, and there isn't much here save that, but please make yourself at home. Your companions have already begun talking to everyone. Feel free to show yourself around and do the same. Any one of us can tell you about our gods, but you could do worse than to start with Kanga, an old Vader. They're free at this moment, as it happens. You wish to know about our gods? What a curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I'm happy to oblige. Now, I don't know how it is once you hear it, but our isle is home to many gods. They can be divided into two groups. The Mansunya, beings of wisdom who assume the form of men, and the Muruga, beings of might who assume the form of beasts. Together they are divinities, their forms and personalities many and varied. Some are kind and gentle, others stern and temperamental, just like we mortals can be. All are possessed of great insight and experience, and by heeding their teachings, we strive to be better people and live better lives. Over here. Interested in learning about our gods, you say? That's what I like to hear. Pick up your ears and then listen. In ancient times, the Mansunya and the Muruga, deities who look like men and beasts respectively, were locked in conflict. Eventually seeking the wisdom of the Mansunya, Manusya, the Muruga cast aside their own heads and took up those of their foes. Likewise, the Manusya coveted the might of the Murugas, and so they too resolved to trade heads. Thus were born new gods, possessed of both might and wisdom, and they ushered in an age of harmony between the two factions. From then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, the Manusya have worn animal faces and the Muruga the limbs of men. Oh, sir. There you are. Learned a thing or two about our gods, I trust. While you were off talking to the others, I remembered something that may be of interest. If you could let your friends know, I'll go and fetch it from my home at once. Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this hanging scroll which depicts three of our most revered deities. By all means, we should like to see it. That's the three sisters. They are Manusya. You heard about them already, yes? Three sisters. The center one is the eldest. Cinderuva, a goddess of wisdom. For this, alchemists hold her in the highest. To her right is the middle sister, Sandaruva, a goddess of wealth. She counts many traders among her followers. And on the left is Mindaruba, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts, and so is beloved by weavers. Although each is worshipped for different reasons, the sisters are usually portrayed together in these works, which people keep in their homes for good fortune. In like fashion to the Minutia, the deities of Eorzea preside over myriad aspects of life. And what of the Muruga, if I may ask? The Muruga hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. If you have occasion to visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses a Gaja's head, and he is venerated as the progenitor of the Arcasadora. And then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in our history. You worship dragons too? It is said that an ancestor of the satrap, that's the ruler of Radzat Han, forged a covenant with a dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as the guardian deity of the satrap. Legend holds that if the satrap is in need, his dragon ally will fly to his aid. Oh my god. That's cool. Dragon ally. Could that be Vritra? You claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to hear. I'm confident that the information you've given us will serve us well in our efforts to deal with the tower. It is very kind of you to say. Thank you. I will pray for your success. Right, I believe it's time we sought Alcrao's acquaintance, an alchemist by the name of Nidana. According to Crao's notes, we're to find her at a place called the Great Work, further north along the coast. I wonder if the dragon ally could be Breacher in this case. Did you say you're going to see Nidhana? Oh, how I envy you. She's brilliant and beautiful. Kind and understanding. And did I say she's beautiful? Bruh, keep it in your pants. I could stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day. And those eyes, when you meet her, take care you don't drown in them. I'm sure I'll be fine. I need my compass. 96 yards to the east. Baby, let's go. Around here somewhere. I thought that was a mark. I thought that was an elite mark. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, over here, then what? 78 yards to the northeast. Really? Oh, is it like up there or something? There it is. Wonder if I can cheat that? Yeah, nice. Everyone's coming and going. .86 to the northeast. Yeah, okay, we're gonna just keep going up. Okay, great work. Let's check these again. Asa in the perfumed rise. And a Sotomurg in the perfumed rise. I'm getting close to that tower now. Should stick to the road. Be with others. Maybe I should just do my own thing. I'm pretty much on the road anyway. Holy moly. Akasadori opens. Oh my god.
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see. I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow. People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Bro.
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Interesting.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower.
That's cool.
Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people? Of course! You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
That's me.
Oh, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderuva!
Cinderuva.
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I hope so.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
I
Tell
feel
me.
it too.
How did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not? I should like to draw a file or two, if so. Now, see here. Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Oh my god.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk? As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your mistress Cryo. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
Alright, sounds good. Is this the workshop? Yes, it is. Bruh. Gently, gently now. Oh, bruh. Alright. Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful that you would assist us with ours. Though Cryo herself is tied up with another investigation, Obi is an eminently capable substitute, and we will spare no effort to meet. So if I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify etheric missions. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of ether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the satrap bade us alchemists to create enchanted talismans. Talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack innate protection. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we are still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales proved the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Thanks to scales provided by His Excellency, we have been able to make steady progress with the telescope. Soon we will be ready to conduct a field test, and here is where you and your blessing of light come in. What is it that you need to do? Nothing complicated, I assure you. We ask only that you serve as an escort. I'll explain in greater detail later, but you'll be venturing into the tower's field of influence. And so, for your own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you. With your permission, of course. Yeah, let's do it. In that case, Urianger and I will find other ways to make ourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of collapse, I suspect you could do with more hands. We would be grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you're ready then, let us put your blessing to the proof. If you exit the grey work and turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing to some preparation. Up this compass. 567 to the northeast. It's fine. Yeah, okay, let's climb up. Climb up the hill. I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place, or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. I give you the fruit of our sweat, tears, and many a sleepless night. The drunken deeper. The drunken deeper. A deeper is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficiency. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of ether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe ether sickness. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. Alright. Here we go. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Repeat, commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you are not the subject. Bro, how does this thing move in that? Your sharp eye, powerful blast of evil, but suffer no ill effects. Subject has no irrepressible urge to empty their stomach. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please stand back. You're struck by another powerful blast, but suffer no ill effects. Yep, confirmed. Keep moving. Didn't I just have ether sickness? Is this healthy? Struck by another powerful blast, but suffer no ill effects. The blessing of light appears to be keeping you safe from harm. Subject 42 rated impressive. No irregularities confirmed. Resuming test. Final discharge. Something's gonna go wrong here. Something's gonna just go fucking wrong here. Oh my god, something's gonna go really wrong right now. Okay. Okay, please. You struck by but survived completely unscathed. Oh my god. Okay, that's good. Congratulations. Ah, so you've returned. Not on your knees, a proper sign, but come, let me take the deeper off your hands. Beep beep. Thank you. I shall replenish its ether for when we test the talisman. So, no dizziness, nausea, or anything of the sort? You're feeling perfectly fine? Yeah. Then the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk that the tower will corrupt your ether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. You are a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? You see, our talisman requires the use of a special ink, but we have exhausted our stores of a key ingredient for it, spirit weed. The herb grows not far from here, and I would like to go and harvest some. With the recent spate of kidnappings, however, we Arcasadora travel alone at our peril. Will you not come with me as my escort? I would compensate you for your troubles, of course. Yeah. Fetch quest. Got it. I'm in your debt. Without further ado, let us head to Karjaya's footsteps. It is situated on the road which runs east of the Great Work. I was going to get this spirit weed. I may simply be imagining it, but I feel as though we're being followed. Look out! Oh my god, what are you doing? Gods, but that gave me a fright. To think at the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work. I think the sisters asked you to come with me. You're alright, I hope? Yeah, I'm fine. Good. Let's continue on then. It isn't far now, just through these pillars and up the rise. New location, what's that? Is that something I need to kill? It is. Hunted. There'll hopefully be another one somewhere. Let me just checking out. Let me compass as well. 226 to the northeast. Okay. And here we are, Kajaya's footsteps. Kajaya was a great dancer, and those who follow in her, well, you know. They come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. A happy benefit of this is that spirit weed grows here in abundance. I will set about harvesting at once. If you will be so good as to stand guard. The kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing.
Yeah, what can you tell me about the satrap?
Well, he is the most important person in Rajadhan. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjor from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people. But when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Rajadhan to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets.
Can you fuck off, please?
I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something? Owen? Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
You okay, buddy? Are you,
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal?
Can Fan Daniel relax?
Complications be damned, for we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
Can he go back to Asahi instead of whatever this is? He just changed his voice. I don't like it. Can he stop, please? Can he just go back? Or can he just get lost? God. Oh my god. Jesus. It's fine. Alright, let's... Oh, we already know. Yeah. Yeah. There's got to be another one of those mobs around somewhere. Down there, maybe. Found you. Nice. That's right, they added a whole thing, didn't they? Yeah. Oh, there's the other stuff. I think I need to kill one of these. Yeah. Sweet. Let's check this. Battle the Hunt. Slay 30 in Endwalker regions. Victor Whistle. Ooh. Gleaning Machine. Oh my god. Okay, well I'm gonna be doing that. Oh, I have to get back. What other achievements are there? Irrelevant. Oh, of course. Near completion. Yeah, there's a lot. Let's get back to, what was the name of this place again? The Great Work. There's already been a couple like fake outs of, oh, maybe something's gonna happen, and then it just doesn't. But now Fan Daniel's being a little creepy bastard, like usual. So maybe something will happen. Oh my god, I don't want something to happen. Oh, I just don't want it. Can you just leave it? Oh. My thanks again for your assistance. With your help, we're that little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude. I'll take it. Oh my god, you're about to send me on another errand. Ooh. If you'll excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. Ah, you're both back. Excellent. Last shot on. I have a message for you, Mistress Nidan. I'm not going to do that. It would seem the stores of Giant Skull are running low. What? But when I last looked, there was still plenty. I suspect there was before Urianger told everyone about their tempering cure, and Estinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Your peers have since been inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. I see. Well, if it leads to new possibilities, then far be it from me to complain, but we will need to replenish our stores. I shall be happy to tend to this if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in good conscience send you out there alone while kidnappers are at large. Loath I am to press another task on you so soon. Might I ask you fetch the giant skull? In case you're not familiar, giant skull is a type of ore found on the island. Owing to its hardness and ethereal conductivity, it has applications in many disciplines, alchemy not least of all. The quarry where it's found, aptly named Giant Skull Grounds, isn't far away, so it shouldn't take much of your time. May we impose on you once more? Yeah. Let's do it. Thank you. Upon arriving at the grounds, please seek out a man named Zenuga. He will furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. If it so happens, I have an errand of my own that will take me to the outpost nearby. Maybe we borrow a pair of Hamsa, Mistress Nadana? By all means, do try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. They will bring the Hamsa to the entrance. Meet me there when you're ready. Bum 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Oh my god, that's an ether current. Up there, oh my god. Is it up there? No, it's up here. Hello, sir. Jalmuk. Do you have a moment, adventurer? One of my colleagues has gone missing. She said she was going to cut Jaya's footsteps to get a bit of exercise, but she hasn't come back. I'll go searching for her, but it's almost time for a shift change, and I can't very well leave the kiln to operate itself. Could you find her and fetch her for me? Yeah, let's do it. If she can't, she should be in Kajaya's footsteps. Keep an eye out for here with black hair. I'm sure she'll be happy to see you. She was out the last time you were by, and she was devastated that she missed out on the chance to meet one of the students at Beldes. Alright, let's go find that. She'll be up there. We need to go here first. Yep. Here are harms of Kirby. If the creatures look familiar, it is because they are close kin to your Eorzean dodos. Harms have long been kept as livestock in Thavnair, and many a hatchery may be found here. Alas, the largest of these was recently raised by monsters from the tower. On account of said hatchery being situated near the tower, the Radiant Host repurposed its remnants as an outpost. That is where my errand takes me, and your own destination is but a stone's throw away. If you have no objections, let us first make for the outpost. We set forth at your word. Yeah, let's go. You ready? Then let's depart. You need only ride and relax. My bird and I will take the lead. Alright, let's go. This is cool. That's spectacular. The sword, legend holds, wielded by the Mansuya against the Murga before it was cast down at Conflict End. That's real cool. What was it? A spectacular formation stretching out over the water is called Kadga. To the left and requiring no introduction is a tower. As you can see, it straddles a small isle. Yeah. A word which means sword. Okay, Kadga. Kadga is that. Okay, that means sword. Almost there. The main part of the hatchery is atop the cliff. The outpost itself is on the beach. You discover a new location. Big. And here we are, manned by the Radiant Host. This outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. Well, who should it be but young Varshan? On an errand for the Satra, I don't know. I am. His Excellency bade me come to collect your report. He also wishes to express his heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women of the Radiant Host for their unflagging dedication. The Satrap's dead. We simply do our duty, but we are honored to receive His Excellency's regard. And yet, for his boundless benevolence, his treatment of one so young could be regarded as callous. Though we have enjoyed relative peace and calm these past few days, this remains the front line of battle, no place for children. Ah! Your predecessor too often travelled alone. It's been, what, 2 years now since you took over? I wonder how the fellow is faring. Like those before him, he went on to represent the Satrap and foreign lands, wherever he may now be. I am certain he is well. As for myself, I assure you that is all I do. All I do is of my own volition, and gladly I pray you do not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, Lord. Whatever happens, my faith in Satrap is unwavering, but still I feel sorry for you. We would be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you. But you are as a little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, Nardine. Thank you. And who might this be? Not Harnish by the look of him. Permit me to introduce Kobe Zodiac of the Eorzean contingent, come to assist in the making of the talisman. From Eorzea, you say? The towers have appeared over there too, yes? Tell me, what is the situation like? Yeah. May I suggest that you exchange information with our soldiers? Both parties would stand to learn something of value, I believe. An excellent idea. Given the unprecedented nature of the threat, some of ours are understandably anxious. We would be glad for any tidings you can share. You too, bring Varshan the latest report and answer any questions he may have. I've heard about you. The visitor from Eorzea. Is there anything you can tell us about the Telophoroi? We know that they're the ones behind the tower, and that they've declared war on the whole island. Why are they doing this? What is it they want? This, we don't understand. You know what I'm going to do, actually? Bum 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 bum. There we go. What, they want to die and take everyone with them? What madness is this? Well, you can bet that we won't let those bastards have their way. We'll fight them with everything we have, like our Eorzean and Far Eastern brothers. It occurs to me I haven't yet to properly introduce our company. We are the Radiant Host, a military order and under the Satrap's command. Our duty is to preserve peace in the land, be it patrolling the streets or dealing with heretofore unknown threats such as now. We train hard and admit only capable warriors to our ranks. Even so, we've struggled to contend with the things from the tower. Though we succeeded in striking them down on the 2 occasions they came in force, we had to pay a heavy price. What of the towers in Eorzea? Did they likewise spawn monsters? Yes. So it's much the same everywhere. With every nation struggling, we cannot expect calls for outside aid to be answered. You wish to know about the tower? To be honest, we know little and less about ourselves. This Tower of Zot, as folk have taken to calling it, suddenly appeared where it did on the island of Zurinad. We're safe from its influence at this distance, but go too far into the water and you'll expose yourself to its corrupting ether. You're a foreigner, aren't you? How are they dealing with the tower in your homeland? Not really. Our struggles are not unique, and our hopes still lie with the talismans. We must keep the monsters contained until they're ready. Finishing speaking with the soldiers, have you? I hope it was as enlightening for you as it was for them. As a neutral nation and trading hub both, Radzat Han ordinarily receives a steady stream of news from abroad. Alas, this stream dried up when trading vessels stopped coming. Amidst the dearth of information, everyone will have been grateful for your account. But come, you had best see your original errand. See to your original errand, as mine will keep me here a while longer. However, I'm afraid I cannot guide you to the rest of. I cannot guide you the rest of the way. Worry not, the path is straightforward. You need but follow the road east. On the Hamza, you will arrive before you know it. Brief though it was, I enjoyed our time together. Till we meet again. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to compass 74 to the east. Yeah, we go grab this first. Ethan current. Oh my god, the fog is clear. Holy. Yeah, need to take a photo here. Almost there. Ah! No! Stop! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Giant skull grounds. Whoa! Whoa! Oh no! Wow. That's so sick. Hi, this is indeed the Giant Skull Grounds. I am Zenuya. Is there anything you require? Giant Skull for the alchemists, you say? But of course, they shall have it. They labor tirelessly to deal with the tower, and 'tis the least we can do to provide them with the materials they need. Here you are, a sack of the purest giant gold. We always set some aside for our alchemist friends. When you deliver it, let the good folk of the Great Work know that we're grateful for their efforts. If they need more, then it's to ask. I'll do that. I'll try it. Really, I'll do it now. What is it? All open sudden death soon. That's fine. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. go, game. What's that? The side. There we go. Easy. I'm moving on. Let me just find, get this zone here and ether current. 140 to the north. Yeah, that's what I thought. There you are. To the southeast. We'll continue with the MSQ. Ah, welcome back. Yeah, I hope you have the giant skull. I do have it. Don't mind, such fine specimens. Thank you so much for bringing these. We now have everything we need to make our next prototype. One that should be capable of passing our most rigorous tests. When it is ready, it will be time for the true test, so please take your ease while you can. No, who's this? Who's this? Who are you? It's Fan Daniel. It's the old person is Fan Daniel. I'm telling you, he's changed forms. Oh, I don't like how peaceful it is. It's really nice and peaceful and relaxing, and I don't like it. Just stop. Stop smiling.
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well.
Yes, yes they have. Thancred's Fan Daniel. Thancred's Fan Daniel.
You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed. I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
Sure.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavnair, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think. Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. and it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
Don't like this. Shadowbringers has taught me that when everything is nice and calm and peaceful, someone's fucking dead. I don't want it to happen, man.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that.
No. No. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
What is it? What did you see?
I saw Daniel.
Daniel? Are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds! This is the one!
At long last!
Oh, no.
Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments! We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
That's good.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
I thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field. It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place. To accompany me to the Tower of Zod.
Balls.
Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless. Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Yes, don't kill her.
Dana, are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away, assuming Daniel is lurking about. There's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
Okay. Let's go. Oh, I'm gonna go do this fate. And I'm gonna go and do this, this Ether Current quest. Let's check this again. Ether Currents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left from questing, from exploration, and 4 more questing. Shared face, there should be a section for Endwalker zones. Oh, there it is. Nice. So I have 6 more fates to do in Thavnair. No need to get back to work. Oh, have I really been out that long? I really should go, but I was hoping to get a better look at the station before I left. I'm sure you're not busy, but could you assist me for a moment? Yeah. Block waivers exquisitely in the wind. No problems here. There is a small hole in the floor. That can't be good. Some of the paint is worn. It could use a fresh coat. Any problems? The floor and the paint? I'll have to fix them the next time I come by. Thank you for checking. You know, it seems odd that I've never met you until now. You wouldn't happen to be the adventurers sent by the students of Belgasian, would you? Yes? You are? And here I was delegating you menial tasks. If I had known, I've always admired travelers like you. You see, I was studying to be a dancer under Mistress Nashmira at one time. I wanted to see the realm as I traveled for performances. And maybe I still can. Not as a dancer, of course, but as an alchemist. Oh, but we should hurry back to the great work. I don't want to cause any more trouble than I already have. 1 second. Need to plug my headphones in. Recharge. Okay. Okay, good. We've got music. I was a little bit worried. I'll just TP. And we gotta go up the coast. Ah, there you are. I heard you helped my colleague with her stage inspection when you were out. It's greatly appreciated. She really looks up to your gun, you know. She lost her chance to become a dancer due to an unfortunate injury. Now she's working to heal the sick and injured as an alchemist. She was so happy to meet you as an art. Here, a token of our thanks. Thank you. Oh man. This is a rather finer boat than I had expected, but I won't complain. All that remains is to board and be on our way, and if I should become corrupted, do not stay at hand. Of course, the prayer does not come to that, but you must protect yourself. Other alchemists will fulfill my role, but you and your blessing are one of a kind, and perhaps our only hope for toppling this tower. For all our sakes, do not hesitate to do what must be done, whatever that may be. Well, the longer I draw this out, the more nervous I become, let's be honest. Now let's go. I don't like this. I do not like this.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence. Any moment now.
Okay.
It's working!
It's working?
And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could.
Okay. I'll be fine. I know that I'll be fine, right? I've been inside the tower already. Or a tower. We went all the way to Pagalthan already. It's this Matanga I'm afraid of.
So far, so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance. A few more steps.
No.
Praise be to the sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be.
It's about to fuck it. It's about to break.
Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets. What?
my god. No, come on.
Oh, let me go! Oh, let me go! Oh!
Oh, do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
Great.
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid. The similarities are striking. My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting.
Patrons of old?
Allow me to tell you a story.
Oh boy.
Surely you've yet to hear the one about Van Daniel, the sundered Ascian. I inherited the position and the soul of the Van Daniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking. Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me. Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Van Daniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am.
Ooh, okay.
How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded. I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two.
Oh my god. Okay. Yes, okay.
Then I expect you've heard of me. The old me.
Sandy?
At your service.
Oh my god. It's
Imagine a nation of unbridled prosperity. Every need met, day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence fulfilled and ripe for decay.
You are a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such delightful experiments? That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing. Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe.
No more than entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation, slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot.
Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend. Our first and greatest emperor.
Emperor Zandy.
And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards, always onwards. Yet, he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
Heed me, Armon. No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death. In the end, all is lost.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war, and so I have come to claim you. For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Fandaniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation.
Alrighty.
Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself. See what lies ahead. The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth. Majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
Ah. So Armon was reclaimed.
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell. As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. If you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades. We shall meet again! Not in one of these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
Oh, can he just fuck off? Oh boy, I know this is the first dungeon as well, so I'm not. Oh no. So. Alright, give me 1 sec. Alright. I'm just gonna grab a quick drink with water. And we'll get back into it. Okay, let's go. Ah, you returned, but where is Mistress Nidana? Yeah, sorry about that one. Just when we had succeeded in making the talisman. Must report this at once. Meanwhile, please return to the great work. Something going alright, hasn't it? What happened? So it was Fandaniel after all. Damn that bastard. I'm sure you want to do more. You are right to return here first. We must tread warily lest we endanger Nidana and the other captives. First, we must inform everyone of the situation, Nidana's colleagues included. I'll call them together for a gathering. I think it would be best if you were the one to explain. Oh, Nidana. Can you answer me this? Though Nidana is trapped in the tower, she's still alive, yes? Then we must make warding scales, as many as we can. The prototype works perfectly. This Nidana proved to peril so let us make more scales, that she and all those who were taken might be saved. Aye. As alchemists, this is how we will help win the fight. It's not a bad idea. My friends, the Satrap has been made aware of the tragedy. He offers his heartfelt condolences and reiterates his pledge to provide with you all that you require. To that end, he bade me give you this link pearl that he might personally discuss the production of the warding scales with you. And for our Eorzean visitors, I bear an invitation. In her report, Mistress Nidhana noted your vital contributions to the talisman's creation. This fact came to the Satrap's attention, and in recognition of your deeds, he wishes to meet you. In addition to thanking you in person, he would also discuss further avenues of collaboration. And so, if it is agreeable, will you not accompany me to Razat Han for an audience with His Excellency? Yeah. We should be honoured, of course. Closer cooperation between our lands can only be to the benefit of all. Then it is settled. Please come to the gates east of Giant's Gold Ground, and I will show you into the city. Off to Razat Han. Compass. 466 to the northeast. Around here. I can't get out that way. Bum 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 bum. Any baits back there? I am wanting to do all these fates for the mount speed until level 85. Pass again. Guessing it's around here. Habana's remorse. Person's in queue for something. Leave me alone. It's a Jarnal, not a Darnal. Bait. Oh, I wonder what the new battle music sounds like actually. Oh, turn it on. Our system config, sound, normal battle music. So there's Rod's Atman. Barshan. All present, then let us proceed. Owing to the threat of the tower, the city is currently in a state of high alert and strict restrictions are in place for entry. Though you have been granted special permission, I ask that you remain close to me at all times. No problem. Let's go check this place out. Got my screenshot button ready.
A vast rock squats upon Thavnair, and to its stony surface clings the city of Radz at Han. Ye who enter here are subject to the scrutiny of gods, the gate's most watchful eye. The orb which beholdeth the truth of all things. Pass beneath its hot and piercing gaze, bearing down like a second midday sun. The fragrant haze, a mixture of sweet incense and acrid smoke. The cries of merchants mingled here with lively melodies accented by dancers' feet. Travelers seduced by vivid sound and colors were once swallowed up by patchwork streets. But no such scenes to savor now. To what somber present does that divine eye bear witness?
He's dead.
Here we are. Megaduta.
Megaduta. Megaduta.
It seems a shame to bring you here directly. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to show you the sights.
And it would have been our pleasure to see them. Alas, it seems our tour of the city will have to wait.
I'm afraid so. Come, we should head inside.
Let's go then.
Your Excellency, may I present our honored visitors?
Ah, splendid. Most splendid. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ahwan, satrap of Radz at Han.
Ahwan.
Our alchemists tell me your assistance was invaluable in the creation of the warding scale. Such deeds ought to be recognized in person. Thus did I have young Varshan convey you here forthwith. On behalf of my people, may I express to you our sincere gratitude.
Han was taken.
A regrettable incident indeed. Her colleagues insist that we honor her wishes and trust in the talisman, that it will be instrumental in saving Nidana and the others. I am eager to hear your opinion on the matter, so let us not stand on ceremony. Come, sit.
I think not. This charade has gone on long enough. Show yourself.
Forgive me, but were you expecting musicians, perhaps? There are no performers waiting in the wings at present, but arrangements could be made if you'd prefer.
Nay, he hath the right of it. The time for artifice is past. Raise the curtain.
As you wish.
You travel as assistants to the students of Valdesian, but you are known to me. Even here have we heard of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
Vritra, of the first brood, sibling to Hraesvelga and Nidhogg.
Aye, mine elder brothers, of Midgardsormr's spawn. I was last to hatch.
Well, isn't this a surprise? We were told Radzat Khan had an alliance with a dragon. Not that a great worm sat in the satrap's own hall.
A necessary subterfuge, as the true tale of our nation history illustrates most effectively. In the beginning, the rock upon which our city is built was home to Vitra, and Vitra alone. In time, the ancestors of the Matanga came to the island and established a foothold. But never did they dare disturb the worm's lair. Next to arrive with the Aura, adopting the example of their Akasodra allies, they too treated Vitra with reverence and respect. And for many years, an understanding between our forefathers and the Great Worm endured. Until marauding heroes from the mainland came, threatening to shatter our peace and tranquility, when it seemed all would be drowned in blood. Vitra himself came forth and quelled the rising conflict. A peaceful accord was reached, and oaths sworn in Vitra's name. Thus began the dragon's governance of the fledgling state, which was to grow into Radzat Khan.
But if Vritra is still here, then your position as satrap is just...
A charade, yes. And one which my family has performed faithfully for generations.
Many envy the great worms their power. Were it known that I ruled here, then the fires of war would burn without end. I would not be the flame which consumeth my people. Those few who join me in laying our country's foundations were, perforce, sworn to secrecy.
Your eye. It was taken.
Oh.
'Tis here, buried within the semblance of flesh. The body before thee is but a simulacrum, constructed by the finest artisans of Radzat Khan. With mine eye nestled within, it doth serve as an inconspicuous vessel for my will.
That's cool.
That would explain why I felt the presence of a dragon upon our first meeting.
That's cool.
I am woven with words fashioned to deceive such arcane senses. Though 'twas short-lived, It seemeth thy fusion with my brother hath left thee much altered, Estinian warm-blood. From the very first, we sensed the nature of one another, yet did neither one of us bear his fangs. That is all I need know of thee for now.
That's cool.
With my secret thus revealed, I have for you a proposal. Not as a worm of the first brood, but as the ruler of Rad's Adan. With all haste must we take in hand the finished talismans and breach this foul spire. Thence, should it lay within our power, dispel its wicked influence. Yet even with the assurance of the warding scales, the narrow confines of the tower doth limit the size of our force.
And thus denied strength in numbers, thou must choose thy soldiers with care.
Just so. Yet though our radiant host is formidable, I see a sure path before me. Thou and thy comrades have contended with a multitude of primal beings. Most recently, thou didst cast down false gods in Pagalthan and Cartanau, I am told. 'Tis upon that strength I would call. The Scions have proven themselves the most capable, and I ask that you serve as the tip of our spear. Talismans would, of course, be provided for each of thy companions, and should you agree to this undertaking, more will be provided to make use of as you see fit.
There's no denying it's a dangerous proposition, but the rewards may far outweigh the risk. Just think of what we might accomplish if we could equip all our allies with warding scales. I worry, however, that even the four of us may be too few for what you have in mind. Might we regroup with our friends first to discuss the matter?
'Tis no trifling task that I have laid before you. Go. Steel your hearts and hone your plans. Such time as you require shall be spent in crafting your protective charms.
It seems a quick trip back to Sharlayan is in order.
Wilt thou not lend thine aid?
Whether your request be made as a great worm or the ruler of Rad's Adan, I see no reason to refuse, nor will I.
I am in thy debt.
Alright, that part was really cool. I enjoyed that a lot. Thank you. Let me in. Let me in. You. All right. I wonder. Ah, there. His menu's just gonna get bigger and bigger. What was that? Oh, sorry, the Northern Empty. World map. The Northern Empty. Okay. And Ulsaberg is the name of the place in the middle of the world, between the Far East and Eorzea and south of Garlemald. Cool. So this is, yeah, Ilsabard. Then we get to Othid. Down there is Radzard. Wait, so if this is Ilsabard, so I guess that's fine. Yeah, Eorzea there, Garlemald here. Alright, fine. Alright, let's go speak with Thavnair. Just as I was getting used to balmy Thavnair, we're back in chilly Sharlayan. They came not to catch your death, eh? We need you for the battles to come. Now the new investigation here remains. When that's over, we can take stock of all the developments and discoveries. Unsettling changes come over Sharlayan, but together we will divine the underlying cause for the forum's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the councillors directly is a fruitless endeavour. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they are willing to divulge. Which is why I began scouring Sharlayan's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day. But now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Numenor, shall we? Exit the annex to the right, and you'll find the archives on the western edge of the woods. Let's go. Oh my god. Okay, I'll just have to do that later. Everyone's chilling over here, so guess I'll be able to see that later. My directions were easy enough to follow, I hope. In any case, you stand now before the doors of Numenor, Sharlayan's grandest collection of books and times. This building is actually only an entrance, and one of many of them, for the archives of Numenor extend deep beneath the surface like the roots of a tree. The vast halls of the Great Uber Library pale in comparison to Numenor's endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any citizen of Sharlayan is free to enter and peruse the shelves. Well, most of the shelves. Only Archons are afforded access to a certain restricted laws. I've dispatched Ishola and Graha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alice and Alphina will help me continue my search through the stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a mod citizen, you are only permitted to browse the first floor here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon Sharlayan history and foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of these subjects will make it far easier to select the sort of book you're looking for. Let's be about it, shall we? I've told the others to meet at the stone benches over there amongst their bands and Protestant tomes. Happy reading. Oh boy, here we go studying. Woo! Oh my god. Story of Charlotte. Long, long ago, on an island in the Northern Sea, there lived a Rogadin man by the name of Nunkrep. Nunkrep was a student of astrology, and he divined that a flood of terrifying proportions would soon sweep over the lands of Eorzea. So it was that he built a gigantic ship, assembled a crew, and set sail for the Imperial realm. The flood arrived as foretold, and to their horror, the strangely churning waters drove the people towards the ocean. It was there, however, that Nunkrep's Q hauled them aboard his ark, but the danger had not passed. A towering wave approached, threatening to smash the vessel to pieces. With only moments to spare, Nunkrep wove a mighty spell of teleportation and shifted the entire ship to safety atop Abalathia's spine. Refugees from the surrounding regions huddled there alongside them, but it was not long before disputes over the dwindling supply of food led to violence and bloodshed. Saddened by the sight, Nunkrep gathered to him his crew and his grateful passengers, and abandoned the ark to those reddened peaks. They journeyed to the coast where they built a new ship, intent upon returning to the northern seas. They landed on the beach of an island and settled upon that very spot. That settlement prospered and grew, and in time it became the city of Sharlayan we live in to this day. Specific volume. Only Archons may check out forbidden tomes, but if there is anything else you require, simply say the word. Words of old people. Many years ago, on the banks of Thaliak in the Dravanian hinterlands, a Sharlayan colony once thrived. The settlement was originally established as a mere outpost to study the ethereal sea in the year 1311 of the 6th Astral Era. Scholars dispatched to Eorzea found the facilities wanting, and the demands encouraged a gradual expansion in structures and services. As rumors spread of a growing community of academics, the area was further inundated with Eorzean students, hoping to share in the renowned wisdom of the Sharlayans. 50 years later, the Forum passed a motion to recognize what had become a flourishing town and an official Sharlayan colony. Eorzean residents took to calling the colony itself Sharlayan, which led to no small amount of confusion when discussions turned to the subject of the motherland. In response, some Sharlayan inhabitants, if pressed for a name, would simply refer to it as Empori. Following the Greater Exodus, however, goblins and treasure hunters claimed for themselves a corner of the abandoned colony and gave it yet another name, Idilshire. The following chapters go on to introduce the most prominent features of Idilshire. This book does not appear to contain additional information or cover the history of the Shire.
I am rather in the middle of something, so if you wouldn't mind leading me to my research, thank you.
The voice of the Chrome City. In the years which followed the founding of Sharlayan, civic policy and other matters of importance decided by the Ecclesia, a public forum at which every citizen was eligible to speak. As the city's population grew, however, this format became increasingly impractical. The large number of participants gave rise to ever longer debates, resulting in significant delays of vital resolutions. Various measures were introduced in an attempt to curtail protracted discussions, but in the year 201 of the 6th Astral Era, it was ultimately decreed that Sharlayan would transition to a new form of governance. The nation would now be led by a body of 99 members, citizens chosen from amongst their peers by means of a nationwide vote. Thus was the Forum as we know it today, conceived and created. Bum, ba, 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 bum. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, bum. An introduction to the heavens. Have you ever gazed at the skies above and contemplated the mysteries contained therein? I speak not of shifting cloud patterns, but of the vastness beyond, of the sun and the twinkling tapestry of the night. Some think the dome above us to be of finite space, yet amongst the leading thinkers of our age, one scholar's depiction of a boundless sea of stars has firmly taken root. Alas, this heavenly sea remains an unreachable, unknowable destination. There are few, indeed, who can explain in satisfactory detail why our own star is believed to revolve around the sun. It was the technologists of our age who came closest to understanding the laws which govern that starry abyss. It was they who launched Darwinwood and sought to expand beyond our Earth and existence. Having read of their ancient ambitions, I wonder, has your interest in this field of study waxed or waned? What if I were to tell you that the eternal constellations were arranged differently in the distant past, that their positions continue to shift almost imperceptibly but measurably as we journey into the future? Would it shock you to learn that the stars drift further and further apart, and may indeed do so forever? Are you eager to learn more? This book is on the wrong subject. My beloved seekers of knowledge, have you ever put learning before your health and neglected to feed and rest your body as you should? I, too, once engaged in such foolish practices, but one night, engrossed in philosophical study, I had an epiphany. For all the world's mysteries that drive us to reckless abandon, we have so very few years of life in which to achieve our goals. Thus do I share with you this mantra. I am forever 20 summers young. The number itself is unimportant. You could be 19 or 23 or 40. Whatever age you are, when you discover this manual, let that be the age you aspire to remain. Through mindful, healthy living, you will extend the time available to spend upon the chosen research. Another day, another moon, another summer to grasp the greater truths you pursue. In the pages that follow, we will explore the secrets of maintaining one's physical condition from a biological, theological, and arcane life. This book is on the wrong subject. Forever 22 summers. Whoa. Stewards of Wisdom. During the chaos of the 6th Umbral Calamity, Archon Yunkrep, founder of Sharlayan, bore witness to the madness and savagery of men brought to the brink of despair. Upon raising a settlement on an island in the northern Empty, he instructed his people thus: renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason. The Sharlayans took no heart to the words of their savior, and thenceforth served as stewards of wisdom. Upon a foundation of accumulated learning, they built a homeland unlike any other, a nation born from strength of mind rather than strength of arms. With knowledge of economics came shrewd trading. With knowledge of agriculture came bountiful crops. Engineering brought wells and sewers, ending in squabbles over water. Wealth of expertise could be bartered for wealth in coin, and the more their wisdom spread through the world, the more mankind as a whole would thrive. And so it was that no matter the trials and tribulations of the age, the citizens of Sharlayan would live by their founder's teaching, for the sake of a better tomorrow, for the sake of a brighter star. They would eschew the tools of war, and with knowledge deliver the world. You have gained a fundamental understanding of Sharlayan history and the foundation of the Forum. Head outside to the rendezvous point. I'm gonna keep reading the other books, actually. Assuming there are more. Okay, there's no more books. This is one behind here. Sorry, were you waiting long? Nah. Just got here, actually. I wanted to make sure I'd borrowed at least a few promising volumes. Thavnair and Cryle should also be along shortly. I was delayed in similar fashion. As far as I could see, no titles in the Archon stacks mentioned the final day specifically, so we have no choice but to start with the tangentially relevant tomes, if they are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare, and share our discoveries as we make them. It would have been nice to invite everyone to this date, plenty of comfortable places to read, and a ready supply of hot tea. Oh, I was always quite fond of reading outside. But it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. Yeah. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and ask how things were. It seems our dear father has instructed his staff that even if Thavnair and I were to return to Sharlayan, we were not to be allowed across the threshold. Harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that of the Forum will perhaps lead to a reconciliation. We'll mend this rift one day, I'm certain of it. Same. I hope so, anyway. And what of you, Graha? Have you been to visit your family, or do they not live here in the city? Ah, well, my situation is also somewhat complicated. I was raised in Sharlayan, yes, but I was born rather further away. In the southern reaches of Ilsabard, in fact, for generations my people have dwelt in Kovos, the coastal region opposite to the island of Thavnair. The Alligans founded a city in that fertile land, and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of Mikote to serve as laborers. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the Fourth Umbral Calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign. When the Fifth Umbral Calamity froze the sea solid, many of the tribes still living in Kovos braved the journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain, that they might prevent the remnants of Alligan technology from being misused. Isn't Kovos under Garlean rule? For the past 50 years, yes. Some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case of most imperial provinces, but Garlemald renamed the region Locus Amonis. When I was a boy, a nearby town came under the jurisdiction of an illustrious imperial family, the nobles of House Darnus. House Darnus demonstrated a singular interest in Alligan civilization, so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. It's some time already. Voices had been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Alligan eye no longer passed to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties in the knowledge and traditions of our As the last child born with the Alligan eye, I was given over to the custody of friends and the students of the Aldessian, who had me registered as a Sharlayan citizen. I never even considered, forgive me, it was an unkind question. Even Thancred was taken in by the Archon Louis Soir, was he not? Stories of adapted waifs and rescued orphans are more common among Sharlayans than you might think. Yet, regardless of our origins, we are all provided with an equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient perspicacity, we outsiders can even earn the vaunted title of Archon. It's exactly why I have such love for this country, and why I wish it to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Hear, hear. Another good reason to get to the bottom of the forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Excuse us while we try to make some headway into these books. More company should be arriving any moment now. Okay. We've returned with our selections. Although I must say, the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mistress Krell has already flicked through every history book devoted to disasters and more than a few which barely made mention of them. As such, we will be looking into research papers on the Umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexplained source. Speaking of which, might I ask you a few questions related to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amarok firsthand, and fear I may be overlooking critical details. My thanks. Now where to begin? First things first, what kind of phenomena did the ancients encounter as the final days drew nigh? Destabilization of creation magic is true. Primals of unrivaled power summoned from the ether, that's also true. I'll go with this one. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manners of life. The chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing their powers of creation to spiral out of control. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling in the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Stoller surmises that the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated by the Scions. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days? Yeah. I think maybe. Amarotans spoke of a keen sound that rose from life itself just before a region was visited by catastrophe. We never did hear this sound ourselves, of course, thrust as we were into the midst of the madness. So the ground was crying anything. To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive, and probably quite loud. I'll have to speak with one of Numenon's mammoths and ask after any books which make mention of such a thing. Last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take? They summoned Zodiac. Yes, with Olympus serving as his heart, so many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. We do not know how exactly Zodiac brought salvation to the star, only that, by his godlike will, were the laws of nature set aright. Then, once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls they intended to render unto Zodiac, a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the crime. or might have, had Venat and her followers not manifested their opposition in the form of Eidolon. Thank you, both of you, for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now in my understanding of events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Thalofori truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. Seeing what they're doing with those towers of theirs, it's forcing people to summon primals, a kind of catalyst. Is forcing people to summon primals a kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech, a convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash? But this is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for Ishtal, but 'tis time we begin studying these research papers. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced 1 or 2 possibly useful books. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Orion J learned of the source's reflections from the Geron oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, that tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Google Library. It's even less likely that knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholar to find. It stands to reason then that my colleagues, be they archons or councillors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fortunal with knowledge of the Thalofori and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know if the final days were truly upon us, which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior, it is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. Aw, man, I gotta study, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I don't want to study, bro. You labor for what feels like an age as Ishtal's research assistant. Oh dear, you look exhausted. But what about your studies? Were you able to find any books on the subjects I mentioned? Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a mammoth at the reference desk will point you in the right direction.